Flight crew, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to another flight. Welcome to another stream on the Xbox S. I am your host. I am your captain, Phoenix Black Knight. Welcome aboard, everybody. Happy Sunday and the start to a new, fresh week of flying, flight crew. Ready or not, the inconsistency hopefully comes to an end. I did some graphic changes. I did a lot of things to my Xbox S. Running some things on the lower high def, lower frame per minute, see if that works at all, flight crew, so we stop getting that mid-flight just shut off, things of that, flight crew. So hopefully it works. Not going to waste a lot of time going in and what we did, because we're here to fly. No need to whine and moan about the Xbox. That's how it doesn't work for us. So we're just going to jump right into the flight crew. So let's do it. So today's flight, we are in Baltimore by the way of which by Cleveland, is by the way of Cleveland, if you remember last time we flew flight crew. So now we're going to Baltimore into Boston. Boston, Massachusetts is where we're going today, and the airline we're flying today is Jetblue. Let's go outside so you can see the lever. Look at that, flight crew. Look at that beauty. Look at that. Oh, no static so far, flight crew. That's pretty good, right? We'll take that. Usually go out of that static. No live. We don't have real world flights on. We do have AI generic flights going, but we don't have real world flights because that eats too much bandwidth. So we won't be able to do that going forward because it just eats up the bandwidth. So, but like I said, we do have AI generic going, so we should see some of the generic planes. So lever looks good, flight crew. We're doing JetBlue today, like I mentioned. So let me go over the flight briefing with you. Go over our sim brief. Got sim brief pulled up here. Our call sign today is JetBlue 526. That's the call sign today, 526. We are in Baltimore, like I mentioned. We're going into Boston. Our alternate airport, if need be, is JFK. We're in the Airbus 320neo. We just took a look at it from the outside. Today's November 12th. This flight's based off of 7:30 in the morning. Is our departure time. Arrival time is 8:51 in the morning. Sim brief gave us air time of 53 minutes. That's the time to beat, flight crew. Block time sim brief gave us is an hour and 21 minutes to finish the flight. An hour and 21 minutes. Altitude we're flying today is 32,000 feet. Cost index is going to be 5. Distance we're flying is 345 nautical miles. Wind is going to be 82 knots. Passengers on today's flight is 143 passengers on today's flight. Bulk fuel, 11,464 pounds of fuel is what we'll need when we ask for the fuel truck to come get us up. Cargo, 7,865 pounds, and our total payload is 32,890 pounds, flight crew. Right now in Baltimore, we are wheels down. When we go wheels up, they want us to take off of runway 15 left is the runway we're taking off of out of Baltimore with the transition of Sean. When we go down into Boston, they want us wheels down on runway 04 right. That is an ILS runway, 04 right, with a transition of Roebuck. ROBUC is the transition into into Boston, I'm sorry. Baltimore weather right now. Right now we are looking at 51 degrees and clear skies, as you guys can see. We do have live weather on, 53 degrees and clear skies. For Baltimore, when we go into Boston, we are looking at 40 degrees and clear skies going into Boston. 40 and clear skies as well, flight crew. All right, flight crew, you guys have been briefed. I have been briefed. We looked over the plane. It looks good. Let's go ahead and get this plane ready for passengers. Let's go up and make sure our first officer is turned off. First officer is not turned off, so there we go. First officer is turned off. Let's go ahead and turn this back off. Slide over here in the middle of the plane. Let's hit that external power and cross your fingers, flight crew, that this works. All right, that booted up, that booted up, that booted up. We're looking good, flight crew. Waiting for the plane to boot up. There it is right there. APU bleed can come on at this time. APU master can come on at this time. That's it for now. We're going to do our dome light. Let's turn that on. Overhead lights, let's get that up to bright. Overhead panel bright, there we go. Nav light and logo light can come on at that time. That's the only thing we need right now on that side. Seatbelt sign's on. No smoking sign is on. Perfect, flight crew. Let's go back to the captain's seat, to the captain view. This right display right here, our indicator, our plane indicator, let's make that bright. And our flight plan as well. Let's go ahead and make that bright as well, so we can see where we're going. Perfect, that's all the way bright. Flight crew, let's go ahead and get on the ATC on the line. Let's go ahead and get our inline position for our fuel to get fueled up. So let's go ahead and get the ground services, Baltimore ground. Let's turn that on. There is the fuel supply. Let's go ahead and request fuel. Fuel truck has been accepted. Fuel truck's on the way to flight crew. Now let's go ahead and get the ground power unit connected to the plane. There's the static. I just heard it. I thought that was going to be gone, flight crew. That sucks. I really thought that would be gone. Okay, ground power unit has been accepted. It's going to be connected to the plane with that as well. Let's go ahead and do the jetway connection. That sucks, flight crew. I really thought that static was going to go away with everything I did and fixed it. It's got to be the streaming. It doesn't do this when I don't stream. So it is what it is. Like I said, the Xbox X is coming. Xbox as an X-ray. The bigger brother is coming on Black Friday, you guys. Let's put on what this Xbox S has in Sam for a little bit longer. 2 more weeks, I think, right? And hopefully the Xbox X doesn't give us that stuttering. Hopefully it doesn't. No JD today. Oh, there he is. I see him. He loaded. All right, there it is. JD. All right, let's turn off that master alarm. Let's go down to the McDo. Boarding process has started. It's got to enter a couple things in the McDo. We already hit our flight plan in on the beginning page. Since the Xbox S, that's the best way to do it from my Xbox. So we already entered the flight plan in and loaded with it. So we're just going to go ahead and hit the end of the page. We got to enter in our alternate ID, which is going to be the JFK. So JFK is our alternate airport if need be. JFK. Perfect. Let's get that in the alternate. Cost index, like I mentioned, you guys, was 5, I believe. Let me go back up on the sim brief and see what we got. Yep, the cost index is going to be 5. So let's go ahead and hit 5. Let's put that in the cost index. 32,000 feet is our cruising altitude, like I mentioned before. Flight number is 526. Everything's good there. We're waiting for fuel. So let's go ahead and hit the flight plan. Let's go ahead and go through it and make sure it loaded what we do. We do have a crazy departure. Flight crew, we do have a crazy departure. We have a sharp turn. So put that informational map, we'll put that on plan. Let's go down here. We're looking right over here to the left, flight crew. Looking here. Nautical range, let me show you, leave it on 10. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So we'll go ahead and hit up. Oh, they actually changed it. Never mind, flight crew. They had us going a weird way. Never mind, so we're straight out. Perfect. So let's go ahead and turn the nautical range out to 20, and let's go ahead and go through the I just unplugged my headset, plugged it back in. I don't know if that did anything, flight crew. Hopefully it did. All right, let's go ahead and go through the flight plan. We got the nautical range out to 20. All right, let's see. Just keep going. Should be right up in the Boston after here, flight crew. Should be right in. Yep, there it is, flight crew. Let's go back up to distance. Let's put it up to 40. Alright, fuel's here. Unplug the mic, plug it back in, flight crew. Bulk fuel, if you remember, 11,464 pounds of fuel. We need 11,464. Closest we can get 11,600. Looks like 11,725. We're looking right here. Pounds of fuel that we need. Next is payload. We're looking right here. Payload, we need 32,890 is our payload. Closest we can get to 32,80. 90. Right there. 33,138 pounds. Perfect. Thank you. Fuel's done. Looking still here, going backwards on our flight plan. Make sure there's no crazy turns. Where we're going to do the fasten the seatbelt sign, flight crew, we're probably going to do it right after that big bend turn. We should see it right here when we take off. Now we're pretty straight through. Yeah, see that right there. I would say, flight crew, when we get up, when we get right here, we can do the seatbelt sign right there. That's a smooth turn. Could be okay with it actually right there. Let's see how we do. Alright, let's go back down to McDo. Let's go to the performance page. V1 is 141, VR 143, V2 143, 147. Our transition altitude, our initial, our alt, we'll get that from ATC in a second. Our initial altitude, initial climb. Alright, we're going to be taking off on flaps 1. I went ahead and put flaps 1 in there. Flaps 1, as always, in the takeoff flight crew. Perfect. Let's go ahead and go to the ATC. Let's go ahead and start the catering services and the bagging services. There's catering. Let's get that going. Catering truck is on the road. Let's go ahead and get the baggage services. Let's go ahead and ding the crew runtime. Just remind the passengers to fasten their seatbelt. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get the plane set up the way we like it. So let's go ahead and turn the informational map. We'll put that in ARC. Distance, we're going to put that on the 10. We're going to come down here to the middle console. Come down here to the middle console. Go ahead and turn everything, our buttons and lights on the bright. We don't need our fog lights. Slide over here up top. Terrain comes on at this time, flight crew. Flight directory comes on. Restrictions come on at this time as well. Heading, we're going to leave that in the managed position. Actually, this is heading right here. Speed, we'll leave that in the managed position. Heading, leave that in the managed position. We'll get our initial altitude from ATC here in a second, and then climbing we'll leave as blank. FMC, let's go ahead and make all the buttons and knobs bright as well so we can see what we're doing. So we'll go ahead and just illuminate everything here. Let's hit that as well. There we go. Perfect. Let's go back to the captain seat, to the captain view. Let's see how we're looking over here on the left display, which is our flight directory, so we can see what we're doing. I don't want it too bright so we don't see anything. Let's see. Where does that put that? That works, flight crew. Yeah. Flight crew. The plane is set up the way we like it. We are set, good to go. Let's go ahead and zoom outside the plane. As long as it doesn't take any bandwidth away, make it all crazy, and see how our ground services are doing. A little bit of staticky, but we're okay. A little bit of staticky, we're okay. Ground crew services look like we're going. We got home man in the back giving everybody drinks and everything that they need and some water. Looks like baggage services is starting up. We've got our power supply right there. Jetway's got a good connection. Plane's looking good. 7:30 in the morning flight. Can't get better than that. Fuel's already come and gone. Catering services looks like they're done. They're wrapping up right now. Coming down, going to shut the main door. Let's jump back into the captain seat to the captain view. Let's get our clearance into Boston, Massachusetts, sorry. But first, we got to disconnect our ground power unit. So let's go ahead and hit the ATC. Let's tell them we are done with the power supply. Done with the power supply. They're going to go ahead and disconnect. We're going to go ahead and hit back at this time. Get our clearance into Boston. There it is. Slide over here so we get our initial altitude. They want us at 7,000 feet. departure frequency is 124. We'll repeat the rest. ATC back on the line. Read back, 7,000 feet, 12455. 124.55. One two four point five five zero. And don't forget, we're 5536 right here. 5536. Squawk 5536. Perfect. Let's go over here. 7,000 feet needs to be entered in. 17,000. We're going to go ahead and just enter 7,000 feet. Actually, that should probably be 18,000 feet. Transition altitude probably going to be 18,000 feet. Is that transition? But for the sake of the game, if we're not throwing it off, we're going to put 7,000 feet because that's what ATC just gave us for our initial climb. Still flaps 1, everything right there, flight crew, perfect. What we're going to head and do now is we're going to go ahead and ding the crew runtime, let them know we got our clearance into Boston. We're going to start our APU here in a second as well. Alright, let's go ahead and start it. Ground card, you know we're going to start it as well. We ding one time. Here we go. Oh, let's go outside so you can hear it. Maybe not. Maybe not, flight crew. Alright, slide over here to the middle again, APU. There it is. APU is available now. Perfect, let's slide it up. Pumps on. Engine pumps. Battery 1. Battery 2 comes on now. Exit. External power comes off. APU is up and armed. Let's go ahead and do beacon light comes on at this time as well. Flight crew, perfect. Let's go ahead and hit the ATC. Let's go ahead and get the jetway disconnected. There it is. Disconnect. Let's wait for the jetway to be disconnected and cleared. Jetway is disconnected. Jetway is cleared. Perfect. Let's go ahead and request our pushback. Pushback has been accepted. Call sign 2 times to let the crew know we got accepted for pushback. There it is. Let's go. Let's zoom back outside the scene. Plane to the drone camera, flight crew. Let's go back here and see which way we gotta go. Oh, Xbox X. I can't wait for it to come, flight crew. 2 weeks, hopefully. 2 weeks. Alright, flight crew, he's going to do our pushback. We're going to push the plane back, tail the plane to the right. We're going to start our engines and we're going to be taxiing out. Pushback has been connected. Releasing parking brake. Pushback is engaged. Right. We need the plane to go to the left, so let's do that now. Alright, let's go ahead and request stop. Perfect stop. Going back. All right, static's gone. Under the headset again. Put it back in. Ground crew's gone. Starting engine 2. Enjoy. Engine's holding at 19 to 20%. Perfect. Waiting for the plane to tell us for engine 2. There you go. Engine 1. Wait for engine 1 to be at 1%, which would be located right here. It's going to say 1%. We'll calibrate our joystick. Show you. There it is, right there. Perfect. Look over here to the left. Joystick forward. Perfect. Middle. Perfect. Back. Neutral. Left. Neutral. Right. Neutral one more time. Back. Neutral. Forward. Neutral. Right. Neutral and left. Neutral. Perfect. Flaps. Bring those down. Ground spoilers up and on. Make sure those are working. Engine mode. We can go ahead from the start position. Go ahead and put that into the normal position now. APU bleed can come off at this time. APU master can come off at that time. It will turn off the APU available. Perfect. Dome light can come off at this time as well. Go ahead and get our runway lights. Taxi light. Nose light goes to the taxi position. Runway light comes on. Our beacon light stays on at this time, and our nav and logo light stays on at this time as well. Taxi on flaps 1, so we'll put that on flaps 1. Ground spoilers disengage. Perfect. Taxi brakes on high or max. We should say on max. All right, flight crew, we're gonna go ahead and get our clearance for taxi. ATC on the line. Go back. Clearance to taxi.
Baltimore ground Jetblue flight 26 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR. Jetblue flight 26 taxi to and hold short of runway 10 using taxiway Tango Hotel Foxtrot. Contact down on 119er SO4 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 10.
All right, flight crew, we got our clearance for taxi. Let's flight crew, we're ready to go. Ring the bell one time. Perfect. We're going. First officer's got communications from here on out. First officer is on. Engine power. Brake release. Momentum. Let's go. change our drone camera. Put our drone cam right there so we can see the results of our takeoff. Flight crew, we are clear to the left. Clear to the right. Stuttering a little bit on the frames per second. Left, cleared. Flight crew, let's look right. Clear to the right. Make this turn. Alright, it's loaded with some planes. I like that. Not much activity as when we have real world on, but I mean, as of right now, taxiing, we're okay, flight crew. We're okay. Surprised it hasn't done that much static yet. We'll see what happens when we get airborne, right? We'll see what happens. Baltimore, Maryland. Thanks for being a good host for a minute. But we out. Get into Boston before it gets too rainy or cold. Get that anti-ice. I do have a flight crew just going forward. Anti-ice ruining the engines and stuff. So we do have failures on engines for anti-ice. So what I found out on Google is if there's cloud coverage at 40 degrees and moisture, we need to have it. We need to have our anti-ice on our engines. Cloud coverage, it means moisture, 40 degrees or less, or cooler. So, haven't ran anything yet. I don't want to try it until it really gets weather. So we're going to try it together when it gets there. Looks like we got to make a left here, flight crew. Let's look to the left. We are clear. Go left. When you speak of the devil, it answers. There is the static. Crazy. Runway 2810, slow down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our strobe lights. Strobe lights are on. Tower did not tell us to stop. We're going to go nice and slow real quick and just look to the right. I don't see anybody coming down. I don't see anything. And then go to the left. Flight crew. We're good. AI pilots anyway, but still gotta be respectful. Yeah, tower didn't tell us to stop. Clear. We should be coming up next. Yeah, we should be the next runway. This is a nice taxi. This flight crew. Look at that over there. Man, talk about green, green, green. This reminds me of, remember when we were down in Mexico? South America? Yeah, their taxis were nice. Green foliage all over the place. When we were down in Mexico City, where else were we at? Cancun, Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, all those flights we did. All of them had good taxis. look at that, man. That's nice. Don't know what that is over there. Ground crew. Strobe lights can come off. We're taxiing. Alright, flight crew, this is us to the left. First officer should jump on and get our clearance from tower for takeoff. So all we got to do is prepare the plane for a rolling takeoff, flight crew. Pretty sure we're gonna be we're gonna be a rolling takeoff.
Baltimore Tower, Jetblue 526.
Plane stop.
IFR departure.
Parking brake set.
Jetblue 526, altimeter 30, wind 131 and 3.
30.43. That's the highest I've seen it. 43.
Takeoff runway 10,
Runway lights off. Landing lights to the on position. Nose light to the takeoff position. Wing lights come on at this time. Strobe light comes on at this time as well. Max still on the brakes. Ground spoilers up and arm. Flaps still stay on flaps. 7,000 feet is entered. We are clear. Nautical range is there. Let's make the call to the crew. Flight crew prepare for takeoff. Flight crew has been warned. You guys have been told. We are ready for takeoff. Nav log comes up. Stopwatch goes on. It is working. Get that away. Parking brake is released. Forward momentum. Let's go. Once again, flight crew prepare for a rolling takeoff. Let's get straight. There we go. Perfect. Engine 40. Here we go. Going up alive. Coming down the same way. Look to the right. Engines flex. There's 100 knots. There's V1, rotating 15 degrees. Positive climb, flight crew gears up. Following the flight directory in my plane.
124.55 for Jetblue 526.
Look down to the right, lever, climb. I'm gonna dip the nose of the plane. Let's dip. Flaps clean. Let's go over. Autopilot's activated. Ground spoilers disengaged. Disarmed. Perfect. Flight crew, beautiful takeoff. Beautiful climb so far. Look at that. Baltimore. Let's see the results of our product here in a second. So we go out and look at it. There you go. There's our takeoff. Let's jump back in. 6,500 feet. Don't forget our initial altitude is 7,000 feet from tower. $6,700 feet, holding 250 knots because we're below 10,000 feet. So once up at 15,000 feet, 15,000 feet is entered. Let's get up to 15,000 feet. Very smooth right now, flight crew. Very nice climb. Right now we are going with the wind. The wind's blowing from the tail of the plane up to the nose of the plane. Knots, looks like it's about 10 knots to zoom in so you can see. Oh, 19 knots. 19 knots. Wind's blowing that way to that way. Going up to 20 knots. Flight crew. Not the range. Push that out to 20. There's 10,000 feet, perfect. Landing lights go for the off position. Nose light goes to the opposition as well. Let's turn our wing lights off. Let's call this a cabin. Let's release the crew. 10,000 feet they are released and they can start preparing for services. Perfect, flight crew. We are above 10,000 feet, so we should be getting up to our cruising speed, which would be 320 knots. Our plane is going up to already because we have that in the managed speed position. Perfect. Go outside and check out the plane. Beautiful climb, beautiful climb. Passing 13,300 feet, flight crew. $14,700 feet, flight crew. They wanted us up to 15,000. Alright, they want us up to 25,000 feet. Enter that in. Roger, tower. Climb and maintain flight level 25,000 feet. Jetblue 526. Alright, flight crew. Let's go. Going up to 25,000 feet. Don't forget that our cruising altitude is going to be 32,000 feet. Climbing rate right now looks like we're 2,000 feet per minute. 2,900? Nope. Something like that. Looking good. So this is where I had questions on flight crew. We zoom out our plan. Oh, that turn's not that bad. I thought this is the turn we were looking at on the vector where they do the seatbelt. That's really not that bad. We can actually get it as soon as we get to the cruising altitude. We're okay to let it go early. Yeah, that looked a lot worse. That looked a lot worse down on the ground. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I coming from a far away distance. But that was it's not gonna be any worse than that. That was. Let's see how it plays out. 18,000 feet. Let's go ahead and hit altimeter in the standard position. Standard barrel. Perfect. Roger, Washington Center. We will continue as planned. JetBlue 526. Washington Center, JetBlue 526 at 21,000 feet, climbing up to 25,000 feet. We will continue as planned. All right, flight crew, let's go. – 23,000 feet, flight crew. Still going up to 25,000 feet. $24,200 feet, flight crew. I bet when we get up to 25, they're going to get us up to 32. I think that will be our last initial climb. That will be stage 3 in the climbing process. I believe that is going to be our cruising altitude. Is 32 next. Next one they sent. Tell us. He wants a 310. Climb and maintain flight. Climb to flight level 310, JetBlue 526. $31,000 feet. They couldn't get us at 32. They're stopping us at 31. Like 31. Still holding 320 knots. Climb rate right now is 2,100 feet per minute. Let's take it outside for a second, flight crew. $30,400 feet, flight crew. speed should be dropping a little bit since we're getting up to cruising altitude. We should be dropping down to cruising altitude, which should be what, 280 knots, I believe. 280, 270. We're coming up on 31,000 feet. We need to get up to 32,000 feet. We're going to get us up here to 32 here in a second. There it is. 32,000 feet is entered. Roger Tower. Climb and maintain flight level 320, JetBlue 526. Alright, flight crew, let's go. Looks like it's going to get us about 290 knots. This looks like what we're sitting at speed-wise. Washington Center, JetBlue 526 at 32,000 feet. We will continue as well. All right, flight crew. We are at 32,000 feet, which means we got to do our cruising altitude briefing. So let's go ahead and get that on the way. I got SimBrief pulled up here. If you just jumped on board, if you just jumped on the stream, I appreciate it. This is Phoenix Black Knight. We are on our way to Boston, actually. We're in JetBlue airline. JetBlue airline, our call sign is JetBlue 526. Like I said, we're leaving out of Baltimore, going into Boston. Alternate airport is JFK. We're at our cruising altitude. So we're just going to do our cruising altitude briefing, which means we're just going to go over our sim brief, which we did on the ground, talk about any turbulence or anything like that we need to make note of before going into Boston. So thanks for joining the board. So we're in the aircraft 320 Neo is what we're flying right now. Departure time was 7:30 in the morning. Our arrival time in the Boston is 8:51 in the morning. SimBrief said this would take us 53 minutes to do the flight, so that's the number to beat is 53 minutes. Block time on SimBrief is 1 hour and 21 minutes, just in case we need to go around or anything like that. 1 hour and 21 minutes for the block time. 32,000 feet is our cruising altitude, which we're currently at right now. We are going to do the undo the fasten the seatbelt sign. Fasten the seat sign is off. And passengers are free to move about the cabin. Let's go ahead and make the call to the passengers on the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the captain. We just turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, so you are free to move about the cabin. We do ask, though, if you do not need to move about the cabin, you stay in your seat with the seatbelt fastened, just in case we hit unexpected turbulence. All right, so we made the call to the passengers. Like I said, mentioned, we're 32,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude right now. Cost index is 5. Distance we're flying is 345 nautical miles. Wind is at 82 knots, according to SimBrief. What is it at right here? Our radar says it's at 84, so right in line with SimBrief, 84 right there. Our ground speed right now is 457 miles per hour. Here's our ground speed. Passengers on today's flight. 143 passengers on today's flight right now. Bulk fuel we have for the flight to get to Boston is 11,464 pounds. Cargo, 7,865 pounds. And our payload is 32,890 pounds for our total payload flight crew. When we were down in Baltimore, we had us go off of runway 10. We had filed for runway 15 left, but it had us go off of runway 10 for weather reasons, I assume. With the transition to Sean SAWN. When we go into Boston, they want us wheels down in 04 right. That's an ILS runway. 04 right with the transition of Roebuck. ROBUC is the transition into Boston on 04 right ILS runway. Weather, when we left Baltimore, we were 51 degrees and clear skies. When we're going into Boston, we are 40 degrees, clear skies, going into Boston, flight crew. All right, with that being said, you guys have been briefed. We are briefed. We're at cruising altitude. Passengers are free to move out the cabin. I'm going to go ahead and hit the microphone on mute and wait to our call for descend. Enjoy the sounds of the plane. Enjoy the views. Enjoy the ATC, flight crew. And I will see you guys at top of descend. See you then. Flight crew, real quick, I'm back. This was that turn we were talking about where we weren't going to do the fasten seatbelt sign until after this bend right here. That was the bend going straight up into Boston. So it looked bigger on the ground, more intimidating on the ground than it does right here flying up to it. So with that being said, I was very confident where we took the fasten the seatbelt sign up. We're fine where it's at now. So there you go. Alright, flight crew, there's the top of our descent right there. They want us down to 25,000 feet. I put 25,000 feet down. Let's go. Seatbelt sign is still on.
Jetblue Flight 26. Boston Center Jetblue Flight 26 is at flight level 320, descending flight level 250. Jetblue Flight 26 Boston Center, continue to realize as planned.
Our speed dropped down as well. We were going 290 knots. It dropped down to 240, which is our descending speed. 240 knots. We are descending right now. Descend rate right now looks like it's about 1,900 feet per minute. Let's get down to 25,000 feet. Alright, flight crew, 25,500 feet. 500 feet above our descending altitude that they wanted at 25,000 feet. Next descent, we'll go ahead and do the fasten the seatbelt sign. Still holding 240 knots, that's perfect. We want us down to 17,000 feet. 17,000 feet is entered. Seatbelt sign is now on. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 17,000 feet. Jetblue 526. 22,300 feet flight crew, still descending down to 17,000 feet. $17,700 feet flight crew. Let's get that altimeter. Put it at 30.43 until told otherwise. Still going down to 17,000 feet. $17,500. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 11,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Jetblue 526. Alright, flight crew, we can't have our speed above 250 right now. Managed speeds at keeping us at 240, so we're perfect. Don't even have to worry about the 250 knot restriction there. Alright, we are descending down to 11,000 feet. Alright, everything looks good, flight crew. We're still descending down. 14,700 feet. Descent rate on this one looks like we're at 1,800 feet per minute or 1,900. 1,800 or 1,900 feet per minute. 11,600 feet, flight crew. Still getting down to 11,000. I think we are straight into Boston from here on out. Yeah, we're straight in. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 7,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Jetblue 526. Alright, flight crew, they want us down to 7,000 feet. Speed can't be above 220 knots. Alright, so it's going to be my throttles. I'm going to go up down to 200 knots. There's 200 knots is entered. That will give us flaps 1. I'm entering flaps 1 now. There's flaps 1. Altimeter 30.43 was just told by tower. Perfect. Going 200 knots. Flaps 1. Perfect. We are descending 10,600 feet. Flight crew. Wait a couple more feet. We'll go ahead and get our lights on. There we go. 10,300 feet. There we go. Landing lights go to neon position. Nose light goes at the takeoff position. Wing lights come on. I'm gonna go ahead and ding the. I'm gonna ding the call sign one time. Let the crew know we are below 10,000 feet. Should be the call button, but we'll use the no smoking sign for it. Roger Tower. Descend and maintain flight level 6,000 feet. Have speed not above 210 knots. JetBlue 526. Expect runway 1. Expect ILS runway at 04 right. ILS. JetBlue 526. Whew, that was a mouthful, flight crew. Okay, they want us down to 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway. I'm going to go ahead and wait till we get to 7,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and hit approach. See the word is the plane taking this. Yeah, we're going to wait for it to line up here for a second. Descending rate looks like it's 1,700 feet right now per minute. 7,500 feet and descending. There's 7,000 feet. I'm going to activate approach. Approach is activated. Let's go down, flight crew, look to the right levers. Let's put that down by the R. Makes it easier for the reversers. Perfect. They want us down to 4,000 feet. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 4,000 feet, JetBlue 526. Alright, flight crew, let's get down to 4,000 feet. We're about 23 miles outside the runway right now. When we get about 20, I'm pulling our speed back to 190 here in a second. Right now, we're descending rate 1,200 feet per minute. Let's pull the speed back. I'm going one. We're at 21,000. We're at 21 nautical miles outside the runway. Actually, let's wait till we're 20. Then we'll pull it back to 190, and that'll give us flaps 2, flight crew. There it is. There's 20 miles outside the runway. I'm dropping us 190. 190 is entered. Let's go flaps 2. Flaps 2 is entered. Speed is dropping. 4,800 feet. Still descending down to 4,000 feet. Altimeter is 30.43. Alright, pull back to 180.
Maintain 3,000 feet.
They want us down to 3,000. 3,000 feet. 3,000 feet is entered. Let's go flaps 3. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 3,000 feet, JetBlue 526. Descending down to 5,000 feet, we've got flaps 3 activated. Holding 180 knots, we'll hold that till we get clear to approach. Then we'll go approach speed of 130 knots. And now we flaps full. Oh, we're getting beeped at. Why are we getting beeped at? We're fine. We're fine. Why? What is beeping at me? Interesting. No idea why we're beeping. Everything should be perfectly fine. $3,200 feet. Still holding flaps 3, 180 knots. Perfect flight crew. Ride this all the way into our glide slope. November, middle of November, flight crew in the Boston. Still no snow. Come on. Still got green out here. Where's the fall colors? Is it not fall yet in Boston? Is this not accurate? Is it still this green out there in Boston in mid-November? What means that's today? The 8th, right? That's the 12th. Oh, there's our approach. Oh, hold on. Let's keep it at 180 just for a second. Still 13 miles out. Let's wait for this to come down a little bit. Clear the approach to the runway though. Roger Tower, JetBlue 526, clear to approach. There's our glide slopes, getting a little closer. Wait for it. Roger, approach, JetBlue 526, cleared to approach. Alright, flight crew, clear the approach. Drop our speed back 137 knots. That will make us flaps full. 137 is entered. Flaps full.
2,500.
Like I said, glide slope is activated, waiting for it to be engaged. There is 137 knots has been hit. Perfect, waiting for glide slope. Glide slope is engaged, flight crew. There we go. Looking up, I'm gonna go ahead and turn our wing lights off. Wing lights are off.
2,500.
2,500 feet. We are 9.4 miles outside, 9.4 nautical miles outside the runway. Let's make the call to the crew. Flight crew, prepare for short final, prepare for landing. All right, made a call to the crew. I'm gonna go ahead and get our gears down. We're 2,100 feet from the ground, so gears come down. Gears come down. Ground spoilers up and armed. We are flaps full. Auto brakes will be on medium. Medium is set. We're gonna go ahead and do runway lights on it this time as well. Perfect, flight crew. Plane is prepped and ready for landing. Look at this, flight crew. Look at these houses, man. Oh, put them anywhere. Boston, highly densified. Woo. Definitely ain't Phoenix. People everywhere. Look at that, man. Flight crew. Look at all that. Boston. There's our shadow. There's our shadow. That's sick. Roger Tower, clear the land, runway 04 right, JetBlue 526. All right, flight crew, we have been cleared. Land, I'll take over the plane about 1,000 feet, 980, 960 feet on the runway. We my plane. Cross-check everything one more time, cross-check. Ground spoilers up and armed, flaps full. Auto brakes on, check. Gears down, check. 137 speed, check. Lights, check, 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 check. Runway in sight, check. Check light slope. We are somewhat on past as we're a little high. We're okay on that. Coming in, flight crew, looking good. Downtown Boston. Yeah. Boston. Boston. Baseball diver, football. 1,000 feet. My plane, flight crew. See on the ground. Autopilot off. My plane. Continue. Wheels down, nose down. Let's get the reversers going. Line up the center line. Reversers on. 60 knots, reversers stowed. Auto brakes off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down Boston. Roger Tower, Jetblue 526, turn next taxiway. Alright, flight crew off the runway. Roger Tower, contact ground 151.19er, Jetblue 526. Thanks for ATC Tower. Alright, flight crew, let's go ahead and slow down the plane. We'll come to a stop. We'll get ground on the line. We'll get the plane ready for taxi. We'll get to our gate. Stop to stop. Parking brake set. Flaps. Go to flaps 1 for taxi. Ground spoilers disarmed. Taxi brake, we'll go to max. We can get it. Perfect. We don't need our flight directory on. Don't need ILS. Don't need our restrictors on anymore. Runway lights can stay on. Landing lights go to the restricted position. Nose light goes to the taxi position. Beacon light stays on. Strobe light can come off at this time. Let's turn the APU start on. APU master on. APU bleed comes on. Perfect, flight crew. That is all set. We are all set to taxi. ATC on the line. Let's get Boston ground on the line. Taxi to gate. Alpha 1, A1 is our gate. Ooh, we crossed 2 runways. 3 runways. Wow. 3 runways. 3 runways we're crossing. Let's go. We crossed runway 33 right, 33 left, and 22 right, I believe. Something like that. Let's check it out. Oh, this is a runway we're on right now. Oh, need our strobe lights on. My bad. Strobe lights on. Look to the left, flight crew. Clear. Let's get to that right. Clear as well. I don't see anything. Don't see anything. Let's go. Nothing. Gotta do it again right here, flight crew. That was runway number 2. This is the final one. Runway 3 we got across, which is 22. Did they say? Yeah, 22 right. Yeah. 22 right. Left. Clear. Right. Good flight crew. Let's go. Oh, there goes somebody right there. Getting ready for takeoff. Very nice. Alright, this is up to the left. Where are we? Oh, I thought we were just right around the corner. Never mind. Strobe lights come off. Let's go outside. Look at Boston. Boston, Boston. Well, flight crew, I will say the graphics kind of worked a little. We got a full flight. It did not cut off in the middle of the flight, so that's a plus. Beginning of the flight, though, we did get. I'm talking about the Xbox S. We did not get. We still had a lot of static. We still had a lot of static building through, but once we got kind of airborne, it kind of went away. We landed in Boston. We're not having a lot of static at this airport so far. So. Usually we have static, right when we're landing, right when we're coming in. I haven't had any in my end. I got to go back and watch the video, see if you guys had any on your end. But my end, usually I can hear some type of static or something coming in. So hopefully turning down the graphics, turning off a lot of the live things helped you guys. But I won't know until I go back and rewatch it. But hopefully it did something. But man, Boston, where they got this going? Look at all these beautiful gates right here that we can use. They got us going clear around here. Alright, flight crew. Where are we going, huh? They got us on like the last gate. I see it. We're the last gate on this terminal over here. The last one. Is that how they do JetBlue? Is that how they do us? Come on, we came in from Baltimore. Give us some respect. Right? Alright, let's go ahead and turn off the stopwatch. We can do about right now. Just click, hurry. Stopwatch, hour and 4 minutes, plus taxi. Plus taxi. Take the 4 minutes off for taxing. 3 minutes off, so we'll say this was an hour and 2 minutes if it doesn't tell us on the shutdown. An hour and 2 minutes is what we'll say it was. Alright, flight crew, this is us. We're gonna take this a little wide. While we do that, we're gonna slow down the plane just a little bit. Right there. We're gonna turn off the runway lights. We're gonna turn off the nose light. There we go. We're gonna turn off the beacon light. Perfect. Alright, here we go. Let's get it about right here. Let's bring it in. Oh man, they put a pole right there? How's that possible? My wing is gonna hit that pole. Not only that, this guy is walking underneath the plane too. Huh. Alright, flight crew. He wants us straight right there. Oh, that's gonna hit the wing. That hits the wing. Right now, we're hearing the crunching. Jumps right there. Alright, wants to stop. Parking brake set. Engines to the neutral position. Seatbelt sign is off. Dome light is on. Flaps are clean for ground crew. Flap 1 is clean. We're going to go ahead and kill engine 1. Wait for that to get to below 30%. 50, 40. There's in the 30s. Killing engine 2. Excuse me. 54 minutes, flight crew. 54 minutes of total flight time, all day time. SimBrief told us we have the beat. You ready, flight crew? The number we had the beat from SimBrief was 53 minutes. 53 minutes, said SimBrief. We got 54 minutes and 54 seconds. That's 54 seconds is below 55, so round it down to 54 minutes exactly. So we're a minute late. That's still on time according to the aviation world, I believe. That's still on time, so that works, flight crew. I like that flight. We got all the way through. It didn't cut off in the middle of it. Hopefully these graphics has us going forward for the next couple of weeks until we get the Xbox X on the Black Friday deal, the big brother of the Xbox S. Hopefully we won't have these problems anymore, the stuttering, everything, like we start streaming and get more flawless. But so hang in there for another couple of weeks till Black Friday. Hopefully we can get the Xbox X and we'll get rolling for that, flight crew. But other than that, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being on board. Enjoy the rest of the sounds of the game shutting down. That's it from me, Phoenix Black Knight. I will see we fly again tomorrow, you guys, Monday. So we'll pick it up again tomorrow from Boston into somewhere else. Haven't decided yet, but we'll go into somewhere. But until tomorrow, have a great Sunday night. Have a great rest of your day. Phoenix Black Knight. I'll see you later.